Hey y'all, it's me, Mahogany Brown, coming back to talk about it, okay? Like I said I would. And I know, it's been a while since my last video, but here I am. Let's go ahead and get right on into it, okay? Let's talk about the kind of people that we deal with called narcissists. What is a narcissist, you ask? A narcissist is a person, which I don't like to refer to them as people. To me, they're demons. They're very demonic. Very much so evil. Very much so. But yeah, I like to deal with them. A narcissist is someone who has a puffed up sense of self. Okay? Some people may have it confused with confidence or conceit. Oh no, it's a far cry from them, from both of those terms. A narcissist's puffed up sense of self is more or less like trying to cover the fact that they have a void. Okay, they have a void in their lives that 9 times out of 10 was stemmed or rooted from their childhood. Something that shocked them in a sense. And they're more or less like a child in an adult's body. And trust me, they're experts at what they do because they've been doing it since childhood. Okay? The practices that they have in their adulthood, baby, has been well versed and well rehearsed in the worst of ways and on so many people by the time they get to you. Let me go ahead and put this statement out before I get any further. If you've been dealing with someone who has actually drained your energy and you're not taking care of yourself anymore and you're starting to doubt yourself and question yourself based on this other person's actions or whatever it is that they say to you, baby, it is not your fault. It's not your fault that they said or did whatever it is that they said or did. Do not allow yourself to be walked over and walked on like that. See, what narcissists look for are doormats, okay? Trust me when I tell you that you have to stay 5 steps ahead of a narcissist. Because they're always plotting and planning. And I do mean always. They plot and plan in their sleep whenever they do get sleep. Because a lot of them have a hard time sleeping because their conscience is chasing them. They're running. They run even during a time of slumber. And they don't like the truth. Oh, they'll tell the truth on someone else if it means that there are no consequences for them to face. But if there are consequences for them to face, guess who they're going to blame? Us, the empaths. So let's go ahead and get into it. I just thought I would make this statement that you're not at fault for whatever their choices are because they don't take enough time out to decide, but they do plot and plan. It's crazy how they operate. But a narcissist is not to be confused with someone who is confident. First of all, they lack confidence. That's why they try to suck the energy out of people that do. Okay? They want what you and I have. They want what we have because they know they don't have it. They walk in darkness all the time. They always have this storm cloud over their head. They cannot function without drama. They cannot function without confusion. Chaos is the thing that helps them function. Chaos is what makes them feel like something, or makes them feel like someone, because they lack that within themselves. They don't self-reflect, so they don't look within themselves to find what makes them happy. Narcissists are never happy. No matter what you do or how much of it you do, it will never be enough. And the reason why it will never be enough is because they don't feel like they're enough. They don't. What gets us locked in to situations with these people is that by us being empathic, we tend to feel sorry for them and what it is that they're going through, even though what it is they're going through is something that they actually caused. But we don't know that because we're not there. Okay? They're looking for an opening. Okay? They're looking for an opening to go ahead and let their plans play out. They don't come in with the intentions of a lifetime connection. How could they when they're not even connected with themselves? You can't be connected with yourself if you don't self-reflect or take accountability. They expect you to take things for what they say they are instead of taking things for what they actually are. Heaven forbid if you confront them about anything. Because what is the first thing that they're going to do? They project it onto you. Let's say, for example, the laundry needed to be done. Okay? And I'm talking about, it could be, it's all a relationship, whether it's friend, family, lover, whatever. It's all a relationship, so it doesn't matter what kind, okay? Let's just say the laundry needed to be done, or a bill needed to be paid, and it was that person's turn to do their laundry, or it was their turn to pay the bill. Okay? They don't do their laundry and the house stinks. That part of the house smells bad. Or let's say the electricity got shut off. If you crack or confront that narcissist, like, what's that smell? They're going to tell you that they don't know what you're smelling. Or if you say, that's the same smell in here today that was here yesterday, and you told me it was your laundry and you needed to wash it, and by the smell of things you didn't wash it. Hey, we all live here. Why don't you wash your laundry? Or you walk inside of your home and flip a light switch and the lights are off. And you crack them about it and say, hey, are the lights not working? Have you checked the fuse box? Or did they shut off the electricity? When it comes to the laundry, they're going to tell you whatever they feel like telling you. 9 times out of 10, it's going to be a lie. Even over something as simple as washing the laundry to get rid of that scent. They're going to say, well, had you not done laundry yesterday, I could have done my laundry yesterday, so it's your fault that this smell is still in here. Well, you had all day to wash it today. Yesterday was my turn to do laundry. Today was your day to do laundry. Why haven't you done your laundry today? And why are you blaming me for you not doing your laundry, and you're blaming me for this part of the house smelling like your clothes that you know have been funky? Guess what they're going to do? They're going to switch it and flip the script on you again and say, well, you could have switched days with me, as if it's your responsibility to move yourself to the side so that they can take your place. Because pretty much that's all what they do. They take bits and pieces of people and use it into their own game with the next person. Or if you crack them up about the electricity bill not being paid, like, hey, what's up with the lights? Why aren't they working? You know what I mean? And instead of just telling you the truth that they had not paid the bill, they would say something like, well, you could have paid the bill. You have enough money to pay the bill, but it's your turn to pay the bill. Well, you could have paid the bill and I could have paid you back. Even though they didn't ask you for that favor, they will put it on you. Or they'll say something like, you act like I'm the only one who lives here. Meanwhile, they have a brand new whatever it is sitting right there where you can see it. They spent bill money on something for themselves instead of thinking about the good of the household. So those are just some simple examples. They love to flirt a lot. And they like to use sex as a tool. Let's get that good old soul tie in. And most narcissists, baby, I'm going to tell you, 98% of narcissists are hypersexual. But they would cut off your intimacy. When you deal with narcissists, like I said, just know, whatever it is that you go through is not your fault. They are purely driven by ego. They're not driven by emotion. They vibrate at such a low level that in order for them to raise their vibration is to siphon energy away from you. Whether it's scapegoating, they get a high off of your reactions, not your responses, but your reactions to whatever it is they say or do. And trust and believe they're going to do more of it and more of it and more of it. And if they do apologize, it's not real. They apologize just to get you to shut up about it. And they don't take anyone seriously but themselves. Because they are self-absorbed, but it's not out of conceit or confidence. They're absorbed with themselves because there's this child on the inside of them that they are protecting. They have this I'm going to get you before you get me mentality. Whatever it was that traumatized them as a child, they remember how they felt at the time that they were traumatized. They always remember that, but they don't move on from it. So they put a what do you call that? Not a wall, but they put a fortress around themselves, basically. And that fortress is reinforced as they get older. And we'll get into the aging narcissist in another video as well. They're all about entitlement because, as I stated, 9 times out of 10, even though they've been traumatized or negatively impacted by certain things, such as being deemed the golden child, while they watch the other children be scapegoats, they have a sense of entitlement. They want what you have. They especially want what you have in here. They really want what you have in here. That's the target. And they know that they can never have it, and they know that they can never get to it. And I don't just mean your heart. I mean the way you are. You're kind-hearted, genuinely. You're authentic. You're inspiring. Everybody seems to like you. They see the light around you and the light in you. They see the God in you. They see that you are self-sufficient. They see that you're self-reliant. They see that you love yourself. They see that you don't depend on anyone else to determine your happiness. They will never have that. So they attack what and who it is that you hold dear, which is yourself or your loved ones. They will attack you through your family. Shoot, they will sleep with your family. They sleep with theirs. That should tell you something. But and they want to take it because they feel like they're entitled to it. So in order for them, in their mind, to get their hands on it, they have to get close to you by any means. They have to get close to you in order to find out how to get it. And the funny part of it is, which isn't actually funny because the experience of dealing with these people is very painful. But it's funny to me because they do all of that stuff and say all of that ignorant garbage to try to get their hands on something that they know that they can never attain because it's yours. It belongs to you. God gave it to you. You're just naturally this person. They don't know how to be. They don't know who they are because they didn't give themselves a chance to learn who they are. All they know is they're still up here, that scared little boy or girl that was traumatized, and they want to protect that child, and they're very childish. If you crack them or confront them about anything, they get enraged. They will blame shift by saying, had it not been for you, they wouldn't be the way that they are with you. And they know full well what caused the situation. But they don't want to take accountability for their part. They put it all on everyone else. Just like, when they talk about people in their past, whether it was a past lover or family member or whatever, they're the victim in every story that they tell you. Woe is me. They come with all of these sob stories to get you to feel sorry for them and provide an opening to let them in, or provide an opening for them to just walk right in. And from that moment on, the games have begun. Now, when it comes to narcissists in the family, when you're children and you see these other children that are mean to you, or they're bullies, or they taunt you, oh, I got this and you don't have that, or I don't like your shirt, just stuff out of the blue. You could be sitting there as a kid making mud pies or whatever it is that you used to do as a child, and there's always this one child that is mean and cruel and they bully. That is a learned behavior. Children don't come into the world like that. That's a learned behavior. Children follow the lead of others, especially being that if they're adults that they've been around. Yeah, so that child is impacted by these things and they begin to take on that role as well. And they carry that on throughout their lifetime. And then they project it on to people like us who are empaths, who actually have a sense of self. And they know that that's a trustworthy person, an empathic person. And in my case, I'm a Hayoka. You know, honey, sometimes this is overwhelming when you feel the emotions of someone, especially when I go grocery shopping. Oh my gosh. Or if I go shopping, period, go to the mall or whatever. Even when I go to Walmart, Wally World, darling, sometimes I have to go in, hurry up and get what I'm going to get and leave, because the energies of all of those beings in there, me being able to feel that, like I physically feel that stuff. And sometimes, I mentally feel that stuff, like when I walk by somebody, I'm like, man, that person is carrying around a lot of pain. And it's like I get this vibration and it hits me. Some people are in there, hunky-dory, la 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 la. Sometimes it's like I'm trying to stay in tune with my energy, and I may be thinking about something serious. I mean, I can't fault anybody for how they feel, but crowded places, that's too much energy for me. When I was younger, yeah, I used to be in crowded places, but I used to kick it to myself. But I had a lot of people that knew me and knew who I was, and would acknowledge me, but I didn't let that change who I am. A narcissist will. They feed off of things like this. They feed off of this. They have very shifty eyes. Very shifty eyes. And will swear on their dead mother and live children that you're the one being delusional, and that you're the one living in a fantasy world, and that you're the one making stuff up. That's what they do. But narcissistic people, they put on the front as if they love themselves. They act as if they're at the top of the heap when they're, right here with the rest of us. They don't have a true sense of reality. I've dealt with so many narcs that if I've run into one that I know for a fact is a narc and they tell me that it's raining outside, I'm still going to go and look and check for myself. If I feel some type of way, I don't care if it's our first time ever meeting. I've been awakened to the point where, darling, if I see, hear, or feel something that doesn't sit right with my spirit, darling, I'm already done with you. I'm going to deal with you from over there somewhere. I will keep my distance. But they're energy vampires, y'all. They use tricks and tactics, triangulation, witchcraft. They do. And they love to flap their tongues. These are not honest people. Every time they talk, they're lying. Trust me. I know. They have no sense of sympathy at all. You could be crying, and they will stand right there with either this look on their face. They'll have a smirk or a look of disgust, or those or they'll be smizing at you, or they'll be grinning at you, or they'll just have a blank face. All together. They will not sympathize with you. You could lose a loved one. You could lose a loved one and you can bawl your eyes out. And you know what? You know what they're going to do? They're going to flip that script and make it about them. Oh, my leg hurts. And then have the nerve to get mad at you for not rubbing their leg while you're grieving a loved one being lost. When they didn't even so much as say, I'm sorry that you lost someone you love. They won't even so much as give you a hug. They will watch you grieve and sit there like it's a show. And they treat it like a comedy. They will go to everyone's funeral and drag you to these people's funeral. You probably don't even know this person whose funeral that you're going to. They might not even know that person personally. They just heard about that person through someone else and decided to show up at the funeral and drag you along. I've been through that. They will sleep with anyone. It doesn't matter what their sex is. These people conform. That's what they do. They conform to get what they want out of people or out of a situation and then try to run away scot-free, leaving you holding the bag and picking up the pieces. That's what they do. I know that you have encountered someone like this. Oh, I've encountered several in the family, growing up as a kid, in my adulthood, in my relationships, in the workplace. Yeah, I have. And I've been dealing with these kind of people all my life. And I already know that I was chosen. Okay? I knew that from something that took place with me when I was 6 years old. And I heard God's voice at 6 years old. And I've always been able to see spirits. The only thing about this is that I've never been able to see ahead when it came to my own life. And I've tried to before on purpose. I tried to. It didn't work, y'all. It doesn't work like that. Not at all. That's not how it goes. But I know that I was chosen to help other empaths wake up from this nightmare. I know that I was chosen to help other empaths escape the situations that they feel stuck in. I was also chosen to show myself as being his and to talk about him also, on the spiritual level, because I'm not going to put my God in a box by saying I'm religious and blah, blah, blah. God is infinite, darling. He has no borders around him. And I'm not going to put any up around him. Narcissists seem to think that they're not flawed. And they really are, very much so. And I mean, people like them, they're not just flawed, they're faulty. And it's a lot that can be said about them, and there's still not much to even say at the same time. They have favorite phrases that they love using them. They're all textbook. I'm going to tell you this right now. Once you meet one narcissist, you've met them all. Whether they're malignant or not, covert or overt. Even if they're an inverted narcissist. Trust me, once you recognize a narcissist, you're going to remember all the ones from your entire life, and you're going to be able to pick them out from any crowd at any given time. You're going to be able to notice all red flags. You're going to know. You will never be able to unsee, unhear, or unfeel all the things that you've seen, heard, and felt from the hands of the narcissist. You're going to remember, and there's no way you can forget. And it's a spiritual battle going on, good versus evil, y'all. Narcissists are some of the most evil beings. They will use their children. They will use their children. They will abandon their children. They would even blame the children for their abandonment. Oh yeah. Some people have narcissistic parents. They groom their children to be ruled and run over by more narcissists. See, the devil has to have his army together too. Or let me say the enemy. Some people don't believe that the devil exists, but they do know that there are entities out there that are light and dark. So let me just say that, because this video is for everyone. It's not just for women, it's for men, because men experience narcissistic women too, and or whatever your sexual orientation may be. You're going to encounter children of light and children of darkness, no matter what your preferences are. That's a fact. It's a fact. These are not humans, y'all. They may look like one. They're in a meat suit. They're demonic. They're emotional and energetic vampires, or they're energy vampires, I should say, because most of them have no energy for me to be calling them energetic. They have no sense of self-worth. They precariously live through, or shall I say vicariously live through,